Yeah, yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Hadoop and Spark environment. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right?
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear. Screen is visible. We are able to see the notepad.
Fine. Okay, so I'm going to discuss the following things. What is Hadoop? What is big data? Why Hadoop? Why Hadoop and also PySpark? Drawbacks with the current databases. Hadoop and PySpark advantages. So sorry, there's a power outage. Just give me a minute. So okay, whenever it right? Yes. Now am I audible to all right? Yes. So what is big data? Why Hadoop? Drawbacks with the current databases as compared with and Hadoop and PySpark advantages. Hadoop and PySpark advantages. Hadoop and PySpark job market. Yes. Starting with big data. Big data, the name itself saying like huge volumes of data, right? Currently, the data storage units like we are KBs, MBs, GBs, terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, zottabytes, ettabytes, right? But today, you should have seen KBs, MBs, or GBs, or even TBs. If you go to 1990s, the data was in KBs and MBs. They used to have floppy disks. Slower data increased. You got CDs in MBs. Later, you got DVDs, USBs. Now, you have seen TBs of data also. But today, data is generating in petabytes. Data is generating in petabytes of data generation. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TB. Already 1 TB is a large storage unit. Now, examples of petabytes of data generation. Examples of petabytes of data generation, right? If you take any banking, if you take any bank like SBI or HDFC, right? SBI or HDFC. Within the city, you see hundreds of branches for it. Within the entire state, you see thousands of branches for it. Within the entire country, you see lakhs of branches for it. Each branch again has got millions of customers. Each customer makes multiple transactions per hour, per day, per week, per month, and year. Each and every transaction has to be stored huge data, right? Lakhs of branches, millions of customers making multiple transactions. Forget about this SBI. Everyone aware about the Facebook, right? It has got users not only within the country, entire world. It has got users throughout the world. Millions and trillions of users for Facebook. In a minute, how many posts and videos are circulated throughout the world? What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? Each and every post and video has to be stored. Not only Facebook, today, if I talk about any application, they are generating data, huge data, right? Just if we talk about 1 minute transaction, we talk about 1 minute transaction in a minute, how many Facebook posts and how many Twitter tweets? And today, everyone, you are querying in the Google, right? Google queries. What is the data generated by Google in a minute? And you are uploading your videos in the YouTube. YouTube videos upload. What should be the storage capacity to store all the videos? Email messages. Millions and trillions of users has got that email messages, right? Email messaging. What should be the storage capacity to store all the videos, right? To store all the videos. And just now I was talking about the bank transactions and also like telecom transactions, Amazon or Flipkart transactions, e-commerce transactions, all this, right? Everywhere it is generating huge data. Everywhere it is generating huge data in petabytes. Currently, we have got, okay, in petabytes of data. Currently, we have got databases like MySQL, Oracle, DB2, SQL Server, all this. They are used for OLTP, online transactional processing. We have got some specialized databases. So these databases can handle data up to some extent like GBs of data or TVs. But specialized, we have got some specialized databases. If you heard about Teradata, Netija, Vertica, these are specialized databases used for data warehouse purpose. They can handle data. They are used for data warehouse, OLAP, analytical processing, online analytical processing, this online transactional processing. For day-to-day operations, we are using databases. For data warehouse, we are using analytical processing like data, like specialized databases like Teradata, Netija, and Vertica. But these databases are specialized databases handling data up to some extent, but beyond that. So we need to have some storage systems which can store unlimited data. Unlimited data storage, right? So as a problem to all these storage levels and processing level problems, right? We have got a framework called Hadoop. I'll come back to this. What is the Hadoop? services, what are the Hadoop services it is providing. But before that, you may ask from where this data is getting generated. Think that this is your data which has been generated from the last 50 years. This is the data in the current real world which has been generated from the last 50 years, from 1974 to 2024, right? This is the data which has been generated. We take the last 10 years, 2014 to 2000. See, last 10 years data compared with the previous 40 years. Only 20% of the data has been generated in the previous 40 years, but especially from the last 10 to 15 years, 80% of the data what we see has been generated, right? Reasons for huge data generation from the last 10 years because of usage of technology, because of usage of smartphones, because of usage of smartphones, because of usage of internet. Today, everyone carrying internet, right? And this data, the data which has been, what are the main sources from where it has been generated? From mainly three sources of data. Mainly three sources of data, right? Yes. Mainly three sources of data, right? Social data. Secondly, machine data and transactional data. From where this data is getting generated, social data, machine data, and transactional data. Social data means data which has been generated from the social websites like Facebook, Twitter, all this. Machine data means data which has been generated from the machines by reading or scanning the barcode chips, RFID chips, right? Such kind of data we call like machine data. Transactional data like day-to-day transactions. Transactional data like day-to-day transactions, like bank transactions, telecom transactions, right? Okay. And what are the formats? What are the types? You can see that the huge data is getting generated. What are we have got three types here. Three types of data. You can see like structured data. Secondly, like unstructured data and semi-structured data. Structured data means data which is organized in the form of rows and columns in a structured format like a DB tables, database tables, Excel files. Unstructured data which is not fully structured, which is not fully unstructured, like chart messages. Sorry, that is unstructured data like chart messages, images, videos. Semi-structured means what I said, right? It is not fully structured, which is not fully unstructured, like XML files, JSON files, like key value pairs. Here you see like creating your own tags. So today the biggest challenge is handling this unstructured and semi-structured data, unstructured and semi-structured. If we talk about databases, they can handle only the structured data, the form of tables. But data is generating, right? Data is unstructured and semi-structured, right? All varieties of data you can handle by using Hadoop. Now, as a solution to all the storage level problems and processing level problems, we have got a framework called Hadoop. Hadoop is mainly meant for two things. Hadoop is mainly meant for two things, right? For storage and for processing. It is mainly meant for two things, for storage and processing. For storage, yes. So if we talk about any technology, it is either meant for storage or processing. So I'm saying Hadoop is meant for two things, meant for storage and it's meant for processing. We talk about C or C++ or Java, .NET, all are meant for processing. They are meant for processing. We talk about these databases like Oracle, MySQL, DB2, all these they are meant for storage. But Hadoop, any technology either meant for storage or they are meant for processing. Hadoop is meant for both storage and processing. For storage, HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. And for storage, it is not using any database for storing its data because databases has got some drawbacks. Now I'll brief you about the drawbacks with the databases. Despite of the drawbacks, still it is not going with the databases for storing. It is going with this kind of file system called Hadoop Distributed File System. And for processing, it is going with an execution model called as MapReduce. It is going with an execution model called as MapReduce. Now currently we are going with Spark. So Hadoop is meant for both storage and for processing. Yes, Hadoop is providing two services, storage and processing. For storage, HDFS; for processing, MapReduce. So as part of the course, I'll be discussing about Hadoop and PySpark, Spark with Python, right? So I'll be just briefing you what I'm going to discuss. Just at the end of the session, I'll be briefing you what are the things I'm going to discuss. So here, drawbacks with the current databases. What are the drawbacks with the current databases? So Hadoop is meant for storage HDFS, and for processing, MapReduce. Currently, we are going for Spark. Previously, MapReduce is mostly preferred. Now check this example, right? Drawbacks with the current databases. Yes, Saurabh Singh, just give me 10 minutes. I'll just brief you about those things. Okay. Drawbacks with the current databases. Limited storage, GBs or in TBs. Limited storage in GBs or in TBs, right? No, means most of the databases, right? Yes, most of the databases. No parallel processing in most of these databases. If volume increases, right? Speed decreases. Okay. Just observe these three queries, right? Observe these three queries. Total amount from sales one. Total amount from sales one, which has got 10 records. Total amount from sales two, which has got 1 lakh records. Total amount, sum of amount from sales three, which has got 1 crore records. Understand these three? Right. So here total amount, from sales, which query is going to execute faster among these three? Total amount from sales one, which has got 10 records. Total amount, sum of amount from sales three, which has got 1 crore records. Understand these three? Right. So here total amount, total amount from sales, which query is going to execute faster among these three? Which query is going to execute 10 total amount of 10 records or 1 lakh records or 1 crore records?
First one.
First one, right? Because 10 records, total amount of 10 records as compared with 1 lakh or 1 crore. Right. So query to query as the volume increasing, query to query as the volume increasing, right? Speed decreasing. Query to query as the volume increasing, speed decreasing. Now, not only this, if complexity increases, also speed decreases. Just observe this thing. Total amount from sales one, total average amount from sales one, standard deviation of same table. Total amount, average amount, standard deviation of amount from sales one. Yes, if you want which query executes faster, total amount or average amount or standard deviation of average amount is a two-step process, right? First sum to be calculated, next average to be calculated. So when compared to the first query, second query taking more time, right? Because first year sum to be calculated, average to be calculated. Standard deviation, lot of internal processing required as compared to the previous queries, lot of internal processing required. So query to query, even complexity increasing, speed decreasing, right? Databases, the major drawback with the databases can handle only structured data. They can handle only structured data. They cannot handle unstructured or semi-structured data, right? Check this. Just observe. Mm, I want to take reviews for a particular movie. For example, reviews for a particular movie, there's a table, user,
Movie.
user giving a review for a particular movie, review. User 1, user 2. In this way, 100 people giving feedback. If the movie is good, saying 1. If the movie is bad, saying 0. Movie is good or bad, saying feedback in the form of zeros and ones. Can you write an SQL query to count the number of ones and zeros here? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Single grouping, single aggregation. A review-wise count I want.
Select count star from reviews.
Reviews table. Group by review. Group by review. The output. 1 and 0. How many people saying it is good? Right, 90 people. Assume 90 saying it's good. 10 people saying it's bad. This is fine. But generally, reviews won't be given. Reviews won't be given in the form of ones and zeros, right? They'll be giving in their own text format. First person saying movie is good. Second person saying movie is not good. Third person saying, okay, in their own text format, they are giving. Now, can you write an SQL query? Can you write an SQL query for this to count the number of goods and not goods?
No, sir.
Okay, you may say that, okay, by using this keyword good, I can count, you may say, right? But that gives wrong computation, right? Because not good has got good in it. Okay. So it gives wrong computation. So this kind of data can't be handled. Databases only structured data they can handle, right? Okay. But if we talk about this Hadoop, it can handle all varieties, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Now, these are the drawbacks with the current databases as compared with Hadoop. Now, advantages of Hadoop. Unlimited data storage. Unlimited data storage means unlimited data can be stored here possible in Hadoop because of horizontally unlimited scalability. So in the tomorrow session, just I'll be briefing you about what is this unlimited scalability. So Hadoop, right? Unlimited data storage, very high speed processing because of parallel processing. Because of this parallel processing, you can see very high speed processing. Can handle all varieties of data. Can handle all varieties of data. Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. It is an open source. No licensing required. Most of these Hadoop products are from Apache. From Apache's commodity hardware. Commodity hardware means commodity hardware. Means we doesn't require this highly configured systems. It doesn't require highly configured systems, right? Yes. Okay. So main advantage is unlimited data storage, very high speed processing, can handle all varieties of data, open source, commodity hardware. Now, there is a test conducted by Yahoo. There is a test conducted by Yahoo, right? To check the speed of different databases. Yahoo has taken a table. Yahoo has taken a table, right? Just check this. It has taken a table of 100 TB consisting of 1024 columns. The task is sorting based on 16 columns. Sorting based on 16 columns. Time taken by different databases. Oracle has taken nearly 3.5 days to process it. MySQL has taken nearly 6 days to process. Teradata has taken 4.5 hours. It's a specialized database used for data warehouse. Netija has taken 3 hours. Finally, Hadoop. All these have taken days and hours, but Hadoop finally it has taken just 3.4 minutes. These have taken days, this has taken hours, Hadoop has taken in minutes. The latest version of Hadoop has just taken 1.2 minutes, right? 1.2 minutes. So Hadoop is proven in the market, storage point of view and processing point of view. Processing point of view with very high speed. That's why even if you talk like ETL kinds of projects are migrating towards Hadoop environment. Wherever there is huge storage, this Hadoop is preferred. Now, if I talk about PySpark, just I'll take 5 minutes or 10 minutes just to brief about this PySpark. It is one of the PySpark is one of the demanding tool in the market today. So for this PySpark, you need to have some knowledge on this Hadoop, right? So what are the things which are mostly used components, everything I'll be discussing, right, in the Hadoop. So what is Apache Spark? Second thing is why PySpark? Why PySpark? Need for PySpark. Need for PySpark. Real life usage of PySpark, real life usage. PySpark job market. Now observe here, Apache Spark. It is an open source distributed cluster computing framework which is given by Apache Software Foundation. It is an engine for big data analysis, processing, and computation. So here, if you talk about why PySpark required, means I can say PySpark is a Python API to use Spark. As I said, it's open source cluster computing is used for big data solution. PySpark is the lightning fast technology that is designed for fast computation. Is one of the demanding tool among the data engineers to work with the bigger data sets. PySpark used for running this. See, this PySpark used for running distributed SQL, creating a data pipelines, ingesting data into this database, running ML algorithms, working with the graphs and DS streams, and talk about the need for PySpark. Today, if you see, huge data is getting generated offline and online, right? If you see, this data contains, right? Hidden patterns, unknown corrections, market trends, customer preferences, and other useful information, right? It is necessary to extract valuable information from this raw data. We require an efficient tool to perform these different types of operations. So already we have got some tools, but they are not so appealing. So we require some scalable and flexible tool to track this big data and gain benefit from it, and for gaining benefit from it, right? So PySpark is such a kind, right? Such a kind of tool which is used for fast processing. So this Python and Spark, combining this Python and Spark is the very efficient way for the world of big data. That's why Apache Spark community came up with a tool called PySpark. It is Python API for using Spark. If we talk about the real life usage of PySpark, mostly used in the commercial sector. So it is for Apache Spark's real-time processing systems, bank and other financial systems. They use Spark to retrieve customers' social media profile for analyzing the insights and can help them in taking the right decisions in fraud detections, even in healthcare, to analyze the patients who are going to face that issue, identifying the patients even after being discharged, right, from the clinic. So predicting the patients. And also in the entertainment industry, like the popular OTT platform like Netflix using Apache Spark for real-time processing for personalized online movies and web series. It is going to process nearly 450 billion events per day. And even in the e-commerce like Flipkart, Amazon, all this, they use Apache Spark for this advertising purpose, for providing enhanced customer experience and optimizing the overall performance. Right? And even tourism industry also, Apache Spark provides advice to millions of customers, travelers, by comparing with hundreds of tourism sites. And if talk about this PySpark job market, we can check that salary packages for PySpark as compared with other technologies, 1.5 times more than the other technology. Same way, they'll be expecting the technical skills. So we'll be discussing in brief of this PySpark. Nearly 60 to 70% of this course timing I'll be spending for PySpark. 30% I'll be spending on this Hadoop, right? But mostly used Hadoop components today. So what I'm going to discuss as part of this Hadoop and right, PySpark. First, talking with big data Hadoop, HDFS. So what is big data? Why Hadoop? Sources, challenges, advantages. HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system for huge data storage. Its architecture, name node, data node, secondary name node, replications, metadata management. MapReduce, previously it was used a lot, but just I'll give some knowledge on this, what is MapReduce. But Scoop mostly used for import-export operations. The Scoop, the full form, right? SQL plus Hadoop. The first two characters from this and last three characters from this forms Scoop for importing data from databases to Hadoop and exporting data from Hadoop to databases. Import-export operations. During this import operations, we can perform different transformations, filterings, mergings, sortings, aggregations, right? Incremental import, all this. And how to define the scope jobs export. Yarn, yet another resource negotiator. That was how this processing is going to happen, Yarn components, Yarn architecture. As part of the course, I'll be giving knowledge on one NoSQL database also. NoSQL database, not only SQL, right? One NoSQL database like HBase. So it's a schemaless behavior. Record to record, different number of fields can be maintained. NoSQL means schemaless. SQL means structured. From first record to last record, same number of fields to be maintained. But in NoSQL, schemaless behavior. First record with 3 fields, second record with 5 fields, third record with 7 fields, record to record any number of fields can be maintained. So the top 100 e-commerce sites, they're using websites, right? They're using the NoSQL today. And one of the important component of Hadoop, Hive. Only with Hive you've got jobs available, right? Hive is a kind of data warehouse kind of environment in Hadoop framework. We use a language called Hive query language. Yes. So how to, like, we will be creating tables here, making the data structured and storing in the form of tables, internal tables, external tables, working with structured, unstructured, XML, JSON, URL, weblog data, and working with different file inserts, local files, HDFS files, UDF, UDAF, UDTF, user-defined function, user-defined aggregated function, user-defined tabular functions, partition tables, non-partitioned, multi-column partition, dynamic partitions. So static partitioning, performance tuning mechanism, partitioning, bucketing, indexing, right? All this. And by coming to this PySpark. PySpark introduction, need for PySpark, real life usage, Spark session, context, repartition, broadcast variables, accumulators, PySpark RTD computation, RTD's actions, transformations, persistence, memory only, memory underscore HCR, PySpark computing, fault tolerance, yes, grouping segregation, single, multiple, multi-groupings, multiple aggregations, reduced by key, two by key, different actions and transformations, count by value, with distinct, join, inner join, outer join, PySpark SQL data frames. Coming to this data frames, right? Data frame API, right? Creating a data frame, creating an empty data frame, and the struct type, struct field, column class, select, collect with column name, where filter, different types of inbuilt functionalities with many working examples. Mat, flat map for each pivot, partition by PySpark SQL functions, aggregate functions, window functions, date and timestamp, JSON functions, write, read and write. PySpark built-in functions, lit, split, EXPS, that is concat underscore WS, substring, translate, overlay, to date, date format, exclude. In this way, different inbuilt functions with many working examples. PySpark external sources, working with SQL statements, with Hive integration, with Spark with MySQL integration, working with CSV, JSON, transformations, actions, narrow and wide transformations, adding new columns, adding new rows, dropping columns, dropping rows, lighting and the deployment modes, local mode, cluster mode, PySpark applications, stages, task, drivers and executor, building Spark applications, deploying Spark applications to cluster and tuning, performance tuning, PySpark streaming concepts, integration with Kafka and PySpark MLA. People who want Hadoop and PySpark, okay, but you want Python also along with it. Even the entire Python core and advanced will be covered along with. I'll be discussing it. So Python basics, history, applications, advantages, versions, flavors of Python, Python operations, Python modes of execution, right? Python editors, IDEs, constants, Python variables, Python comments in Python, escape sequences, operators, IDEs, integrated development environments like PyCharm, Anaconda, Spider, Jupyter, Eclipse, all this I'll be discussing, right? Flow control statements, basic Python, looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, collections in Python, Python lists, Python tuples, Python sets, Python dictionary, dictionary creations, dictionary operations, functions in Python, right? Defining a function, calling a function, properties, examples, modules in Python. What is a module? Different types of models, creating, renaming a module, reloading a module, different ways of importing packages in Python, right? Yes. Modules in Python, right? Okay. Packages in Python, right? Errors and exception handling, file handling, right? Object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, database access, connecting to databases, data and time related, right? And also like operating system, advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closers, decorators. Working with Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, and Matplotlib model in brief, right? Yes. So what I'm going to discuss, so like Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, everything goes in Linux environment. So here in this Python also, right? Python core and advanced, as everything, the implementation goes in Python, right? So it will be for Hadoop, PySpark, Linux. See this Python, you can attend if you want a Python, right? So if you want Hadoop and PySpark, right? The fee structure will be okay. Hadoop, PySpark, and Python. So the fee structure is 15,000 for this. For all these things, the fee structure is 15,000, right? Mhm. 12 weekends for this Hadoop, PySpark, and Linux. 12 weekends. 12 weekends for that. And Python, if anybody wants to attend from Monday to Friday, you can attend any of my Python session, right? Tomorrow, Monday at 7 p.m., there is a batch starting, right? IST evening. And this Thursday, this on Monday, there's a Python batch I'll be starting. And this Thursday at 7 a.m. in the morning, there is, if you want a morning or evening, whichever you want, this Thursday at 7 a.m. IST, there is a batch starting if you want to update with Python for Hadoop, PySpark, and Linux. So if you, okay, for Hadoop and PySpark, the fee structure is 12,000. With Python, right? Okay, you will be getting this Hadoop, PySpark, and Linux. It's 12,000. With Python means it is 15. So Hadoop, PySpark, and Linux. So it will be, your class timing will be, yes, from 7 to 9 regularly. But it's a demo session, right? Tomorrow also you can attend at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. to see more on this. But in the first initial like 2 weeks, it will start at 8 o'clock, but later it will be starting at 7 o'clock. Fine.
Only
So
on weekends, na sir, not daily, na.
it's only in the weekend, Saturday 2 hours,
Yes.
Sunday 2 hours will be fine. And this Python, it will be in the weekdays. This will be in the weekends. This Python, if you want to attend either morning or evening, you can attend. But even some people who doesn't have knowledge in Python, you'll be getting the videos for all this Hadoop, PySpark, Python, all these session videos. Like you'll be getting the videos, all the session videos for all this. Clear classroom notes for all this, class notes, and assignments and tasks to work with. And a WhatsApp group will be created, 3 WhatsApp groups, one for Hadoop, one for PySpark, one for Python. 3 WhatsApp groups will be created. Even, okay, WhatsApp group.
So this Python class is including in that 15,000 package, right?
Yes,
And
15,000.
it is starting from this coming Monday.
Yeah, Monday evening at 7 p.m. if you want to morning, and from this coming Thursday at 7 a.m. it will be available.
And what
And
about the whole Hadoop class?
Hadoop classes, right? Hadoop. So only on
Yeah,
Saturdays and Sundays.
yeah,
Saturdays.
that I understood. But when the batch can I start?
So this first I'll be starting with Hadoop, right? When Hadoop is
Mhm.
running, you people will be updating with Python parallelly. So this will be
Okay,
the weekends.
parallelly.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
So
but in our curriculum of this 12,000, Python, basic Python is included, no, sir, in that PDF which I have seen on our website.
okay, 1 second. In this one, in this curriculum is for what?
Yes, sir. In this big,
Hadoop, PySpark, Python, Linux, this one. For all
yes,
this
sir.
four. This one.
Okay, okay.
Means Python also included in that. Means this is 15,000 package.
Okay, sir.
There's one more 12,000 package which includes big data, Hadoop, that is Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, excluding Python. So just actually Python is given only for 3,000 for you people, right? If you are taking this package. If you are going separately, this Python will be 6,000. Okay, so, fine.
And sir, in this Hadoop, PySpark, and Linux batch of 12 weekends and 12,000, no Python will be taught.
You know, nothing. That we go with Hadoop, Linux, PySpark.
Okay, sir.
So fine. So you'll be getting all the videos for all this Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, Python. So Python is okay. It will be for Python. Nearly 50 sessions will be discussed for this. 50 sessions about this. So when by the time Python core completes, your Hadoop gets completed, right? By the time you enter into Python advanced, your PySpark is going to start. So my more concentration will be on PySpark, which has got high demand in today's market. You can see the PySpark jobs. It's one of the demanding tool in the market. I said this PySpark, it's already I said Hadoop speed, just it has taken minutes of time as compared with the other databases, which has taken days and hours. You see Hadoop speed is minutes. You see the speed of PySpark then? 100 times faster than Hadoop. PySpark is 100 times faster than Hadoop. Database has taken days and hours. Hadoop has taken minutes. You say Hadoop has got high speed, you are saying, but PySpark 100 times faster. Very high speed, right? That's what. So, but for PySpark, right, you require some Hadoop knowledge like Scoop, Hive, HDFS, these things, right? So Hadoop and PySpark both combinedly used in the industry. Even in the job description, they use these components, right? Hadoop, PySpark. So these things, right? And videos, class notes, tasks, WhatsApp group, and also interview questions. Mostly asked interview questions for this. Okay. And this is what I'll be discussing as part of this, right? So everything in brief, in depth. If we talk about this PySpark, see that course content of this PySpark. Lot of no need to write huge codings here. We have got inbuilt functions for performing. This PySpark already computations. This all thing. This is the course content for PySpark. Everything in brief. Even Python also in brief. You can see that Python 30 topics will be discussed in brief in Python course. Means total implementation goes in Python, right? So even this entire Python course, core and advanced will be discussed. And even Hadoop also in this. 3 technologies will be learning here. Hadoop, PySpark, and Python. Right? So tomorrow also people can attend more discussion on this, right? Fine. So tomorrow you can attend, but from next Saturday, the link will be changing. You are supposed to get enrolled for getting the new link. Tomorrow you can attend with the same link, same timing at 8 o'clock. We see more discussion on this. Why only Hadoop can perform and why only the PySpark can perform? Why not the other technologies? Some more discussion on this. Yes.
Okay, sir. Should we go
Tomorrow
for
will be
sir?
a demo class.
Tomorrow
Sorry.
tomorrow is not like the same thing. It is continuation of today's class.
Okay.
Today is the
Sir,
session
I
1,
have
tomorrow will be the session 2. Next Saturday will be the session 3. Again, these things won't be repeated. Yes, some query was asked. Video access will be for 6 months, right? Thereafter, if you want to extend, you need to talk with the office team, right? This online team. Syllabus for
I
PySpark.
have a question here.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not from a IT background. So do I need to know the SQL and the Python beforehand starting this class?
You're from which background?
I'm not from IT,
Or you are not? So here,
but I know C and C++.
basic SQL,
I can learn.
basic
It's
SQL, right?
been long.
So, okay,
Okay.
basic SQL creating, not like we are, see here, Hadoop doesn't require any database, clearly I said. Hadoop is
Okay.
not using any database internally. It is using a file system, Hadoop distributed file system. But this little basics required, right, of SQL that, okay, anyhow, if you are updating with Python for PySpark, Python language is required. And some basic knowledge, Linux I'll be discussing, right? What are the Linux
Yeah.
commands required? That basic SQL commands also, it's not a big thing. Okay, basics of Linux, basics of SQL, basics of Python for understanding. The prerequisites, right?
Okay.
Basic Linux, basic Python. Anyhow, Python basics will be covered here. Basic Linux and SQL also, while I'm whatever creating, inserting, so we are not going to use any database here. We are going to pull the data from database to Hadoop. Here it is using a file system, Hadoop distributed file system. About the file system, you need to know, right? So,
Sir,
yes,
I'm
yeah,
also having some questions. Should I proceed?
yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I'm working as a SQL DBA from last 3 years.
Mhm.
And sir, I want to change my roles towards the data engineering and this big data engineering.
Mm.
And I'm having some middle, intermediate knowledge of SQLs. And sir, and data visualization tools like Power BI and ETL tools like SSIS and ADF. Okay, sir.
The knowledge on
So
ADF.
yes, sir. Basic to medium level of knowledge, like for loop activities, delete activities, and I'm having little hands on that.
Mm.
And CDC, change data capture, slowly changing dimension. While working as DBA, I work
Any
was
ETL, okay, other
yes,
than
sir.
that.
SSIS and ADF tool. I work on that as a support team for
See,
ADF and
one thing, generally, lot of people from ETL background will be updating with this.
yes, sir.
Hadoop
Uh,
as a data
yes,
engineer, right? Like
yes.
Informatica, data stage, talent, these
Yes, sir.
people that move.
Nowadays, these people and DBA people are also
So
moving
people,
towards this.
they have got lot of previously in 2010, 2007, those the ETL like Informatica, those
Yes,
things got a lot. But when Hadoop and Spark has come into the market,
yes,
they lost the demand.
yes,
So
sir.
that's what. So as a data engineer, right, that equal the job and the salary packages, pay scales will be similar to the data scientists.
Yes, sir. Sir, my query is that, sir, nowadays in market, when we show the 3 years of experience in any company, they used to demand us more things like they used to ask us technical questions. What were the previous organization's role you have? And the minimum 3 years of experience they required as a data engineer. But sir, my query is in this class at the ending, sir, we are going to perform any live projects or the big data projects to handle like 10 GBs of JSON files from any source, like any from blob
See,
storage or any.
see one thing.
Yes, sir.
During this course only examples, many working examples I'll be discussing. Those all whatever we discussing, right? You can brief,
Yes, sir.
you can brief them, right? So it's a not 12 weekends we are spending, right? 3 months.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
3 months. So we'll be discussing lot of working examples. And also
Mm-hmm.
one flow, one project flow I'll be discussing at the end. You can discuss that. And also previously you got anything, right? That you can already experience if you have what, you can just keep that same experience. They won't, if you go for any interview, they won't ask in which they won't, even if you do, if they do any background verification, whether he
There is
worked,
not an issue. Only
they,
software engineer profile will they see
which
as a.
technology you have used, everything they want internally, they where worked
Yes,
on.
sir.
That's what.
Sir, we are easily able to manipulate those things because on my experience certificate only work as a software engineer will be there, no
Okay.
QA or any.
The
Uh,
only thing here is daily attending the sessions and
yes, sir.
doing the practice and try to respond in the
And
sessions.
sir, we are able to face sir the technical round questions or the real scenario based questions like in the round one, round two. they used to ask the data structures. I am learning that data structure. They used to ask only SQL questions of the intermediate level, which are from hacker rank and lead code. Of course, sir, we are practicing it. But sir, in the day to day, in the previous project, they used to ask how you handle this 100 GBs of data, how to fragment those data, and what sources you were using for getting those data. So this kinds of, sir, this challenging and technical questions, we are easily able to, sir, manipulate those after completion of this class. And if we perform the
No,
projects
okay.
from the Udemy.
Anyhow, I'll be discussing all those practical part. You will come to know that. Apart from that, mostly asked interview questions with the solutions I'll be providing.
Okay, sir. So we are easily able to, sir, clear round one and round two, even of the product-based startup companies also after completion of this class, sir.
Yes. So generally, people might be knowing Hadoop, but very few people have got knowledge on PySpark even in the industry.
Yes, sir, because demand is too much there. If we see the LinkedIn and the
People
other.
they've lost 10 years, right? People have updated with Hadoop and went into their doing jobs, but later when Spark introduced, right? They
Yes.
have got, I don't say that they have got that full knowledge, they have got command in that Spark. When the person who is asking interview, right? More
Yes, sir.
than that, you'll be more than that, right? Triple than that, you'll be having the command in this PySpark. We'll be discussing all those.
In, sir, this three, I mean to say in this 3 months, sir, 12 weekends, we are easily able to, sir, tackle round one, round two technical questions after if we are doing it regularly and performing practices and making
You need
some.
to know, which one to be used for what. See, just learning is different, updating is different. Once again, I'm saying, you've got a pharmacy shop, you've got all the medicines. But what is the use if it doesn't know which medicine to be given for what? Same way, if you're totally updated, but you don't know which functionality to be used for what. So you need to clearly know there are many built-in actions, transformations, functions provided in the PySpark for performing different operations. You need to clearly know which has to be applied for what. Right?
And,
Fine.
sir,
So
any
everything
minor
will.
or major project we are doing at the end of this class, sir?
So then flow I'll be discussing, project flow I'll be discussing, right? You can say the same thing. Right?
Okay, sir. That is
Okay.
the only thing. Okay, sir.
So
Thank you very much.
this is what I'll be discussing. You can see the course content, right? In depth will be discussed about all these things, right? So any other queries, right? Even as the total
Yeah.
implementation goes in Python, you need to have some command on this Python. That's why nearly 50 sessions will be spent on this Python. It will be regular session. Even if you're attending, most of the students who are already attending in the weekend batches. So either they'll be attending in the weekdays. If they are unable to attend daily, they'll be following the videos. Any one day or in the weekends or weekdays, any one day they'll attend. If any queries, they'll be asking it. If you people are not able to attend this on the weekdays. Anyhow, daily, they'll be practicing. Python is not a big like Java programming. You won't see huge codes. 1/4 code as compared with any other program Python codings, right? Fine. Any other software, don't worry about the software. I'll provide it. And how I will demonstrate about it. And
One
later
question, sir.
yes.
Sir, delta live table, which is, I think, required, and sir, all those things we are going to cover in this class, sir. Delta live table of the Databricks or PySpark, sir.
Yeah, Databricks I'll be discussing it.
Okay, sir, because I have not seen delta live tables content in the, sir, PDF.
Okay, fine.
Are there gonna any tools or any software where we gonna do all this practice work?
Yeah, I'll be providing that for all the doing this practice. I'll be providing, right? Within that VMware, I'll be showing you. Otherwise, even later in the Jupyter notebook, you can work for PySpark, or even I'll be showing you on this Databricks environment. Fine. Notebooks. Fine.
So on-premise and cloud platform, we both are using in the class.
So mostly like first I'll discuss about on-premise. At the last, I'll show you on the cloud environment.
All right, sir.
Fine. Okay.
When will the actual batch gonna start? When do we have to pay and when do we have to start?
Tomorrow you can attend the session, but
Okay.
for tomorrow you can attend, but for the next week, right?
Mhm.
You will get a new link. The new link, for getting the new link, you should be enrolled. Tomorrow we can attend, right? But for the next session onwards, it will be a paid link, right? Fine.
So as I worked in the electronic industry. I've never worked in IT. So is it gonna be easy to understand the way you can explain? So is it gonna be really approachable? Really, I can understand those things.
You can understand.
I know base.
You can understand that. You can understand.
Because I'm switching my career to software. So that I wanted to everything should be understandable before I start the class.
Okay. So okay, just if it doesn't have that knowledge on this basic SQL, I can forward you that some videos and some notes, right? You can just go through that, right? Basic SQL. Okay. And
the rest of the thing we don't need anything.
Linux, I'll be discussing Linux commands before I go. Python, anyhow, you'll be attending. The other things, all the prerequisites I'll be discussing, right? Only thing is you need to practice, you need to ask queries. A WhatsApp group will be there. You can debate, right? The other students also, they can answer. Anybody can answer in that. If you got any error or anything, you can take the snap of it, keep in the WhatsApp. No need to wait until the next Saturday. Immediately we'll be responding. Otherwise, anything, any problem with that, any error in that, everything I'll be rectifying it. I'll be answering it. Fine.
Sir, should we get your personal mobile number while attending the class, sir? If we have any queries.
See here, a WhatsApp group I am going to create, not from the Durgasoft. Means if you got any queries, you can directly can keep that query in that. Okay? You'll be have direct interaction with me.
Okay, sir. As I was already a student of sir your Python core and advanced batch, but sir I was unable to join due to my night shift at that time. I am having the payment receipt of that class.
So people who have already done Python, who have already done Python, right? Python, 1 second, give me a second.
But sir, I was unable to complete that batch due to my change in the shift times.
One second, right? Sorry. Yeah, someone was asking a query, right? What?
Yes, sir. As I was already the student of sir your old Python 4 and advanced batch, but sir I was unable to complete that batch due to my shift in night shift. I was added into that project for 3 to 4 months. May I get access to this batch, sir? In that case,
When did you start it?
sir, it was 3 to 4 months ago. I'm having the payment receipt also of that batch, sir. And but recording session I am having the access, but I will be more glad if I able to again rejoin that classes if
So
you
if
allow.
you're okay, 1 second, right? Okay, if you're already my student, and if you have already paid some fees, right?
Yes, sir.
That fees will be deducted from this, and the remaining you can pay for this.
Yes, sir. I have already paid the fees of your this class advance.
So here, whatever is there, right? Whatever you paid for Python that you deduct from this, the remaining you can pay for this Hadoop and PySpark.
Yes, sir. I have already paid the fees of this PySpark and Hadoop batch also in the last
Okay.
2 3 days before.
That all that you can okay,
Sir,
you can
Durga
check.
sir will update you because as Samir sir batch was cancelled, I was from that batch, so they transferred me into this batch on my request.
Which one for which batch got cancelled?
As your data engineering 7 a.m. batch, which is cancelled, sir. And DurgaSoft transferred me that me into this batch.
To Python.
No, sir, to this Hadoop, PySpark, and Linux batch.
Okay.
And the 12,000 I have already paid in this last last week.
Okay.
And sir, and I was your student of this core advanced batch, which was 4 months ago.
Okay.
Same 7 a.m. batch, 4 to 5 months ago. I
Okay.
was a student of that batch.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine, right? Okay, you can avoid the fees things, right? Okay, this
Yes,
is
sir.
that weekends you can attend, right? Not a problem. You can re-attend the Python sessions.
Yes,
Anyone,
sir.
you people also, those who are also enrolling any of my batch. So due to some job work or due to some shift change, if you're unable, right, you can, there is a possibility of re-attending. So if morning you have attended, evening you have attended, but suddenly you got your shift changed, you can intimate, right? And you'll be permitted to attend the morning batches. Even
Yes,
for
sir.
HADOOP PySpark also, if there is any break, there is a possibility of attending the next batch also.
Yes,
They're
sir.
not
Right.
a,
Oh,
not
yes.
a problem, right? Yes, okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
fine. Okay, so tomorrow you can attend the session same at 8 p.m., right? To see more discussion on this HADOOP PySpark and these things, right? Yes,
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So this Python class goes parallelly with the Hadoop and PySpark the same weekend
See,
or some other day?
one second. Hadoop class, okay. Hadoop and PySpark. PySpark will go from Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday, that too at the so and so mentioned timings.
Python batch, sir. For
Python
advanced
batch
will be from Monday to
will be
Friday.
Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday you will have sessions on this. So Hadoop and Python will go parallelly first. Assume that for first 1 month. By the time here core gets completed, Hadoop gets completed. Second month, right, we will start with PySpark and
My
Python
question is,
advanced.
it's a Python gonna be a different class or is the same class where you're teaching Hadoop? Is
Python
one
will
class where
Python will be a
Hadoop
sub.
and Python together?
No, no. This Hadoop will be only on Saturdays and Sundays. This Python
Okay.
will be on Monday to Friday, separately,
On weekdays or separately? Okay.
separately. Hadoop will be
Okay.
only on Saturdays and Sundays, but it will be from Monday to Friday.
Okay. Okay.
Fine.
Like
So
Monday, 7
you
p.m.
can do
and Thursday, 7
yeah 7 p.m. for this. This one from Saturdays and Sundays 7 p.m. This will be from Monday to
p.m.
Friday 7 p.m. So you will be doing the practicals of this Python daily. This Hadoop practicals you'll be getting time 4 to 5 days time, whatever we do on that Saturdays and Sundays. Right? Fine. Even even if you want PySpark, if anyone, right, parallelly to be done, just like some 4 sessions got completed for it, 4 to 5 sessions in the Saturdays and Sundays. If you want to go parallelly with PySpark also, 3 things: Python, Hadoop, and PySpark. If you have got some prerequisite of Python and if you want to use PySpark also, there's a weekend batch started right recently.
And sir,
Course.
industry, while working on a big data project, sir, Python knowledge is needed or no? Only sir, PySpark is needed to sir, write the data frames and RDDs and all this thing.
See one thing for PySpark or for data science or data engineering, if you are going with PySpark, implementation totally goes in Python language. Even data science has total implementation in Python language. Most of the high-end technologies, right? You require some knowledge of Python. Even write DevOps environment, writing automation scripts using Python,
The scriptings.
using Boto 3 module, right? That is given by Python. So that is PySpark total implementation. That's why it's a PySpark is a Python API for using Spark. So you need to have some knowledge, right? Python. Fine. Okay. So tomorrow also you can attend same time at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Same link. We'll
Yes.
discuss more on this, right? Fine. So I want the sessions to be interactive. Attend the sessions regularly. Do the practicals regularly. If you want any queries, you've got, I'm creating a separate WhatsApp group from my side, right?
Yes, sir.
For the to direct interaction with the students, right? Don't know about the other trainers, but I'll be creating WhatsApp group for all the Python, for all that 3 Python groups will be there, Hadoop, PySpark, and Python, right? Fine. Okay. Any other queries, right? Yes. Fine. So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue tomorrow at 8 o'clock. More discussion on this.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good
So,
day.
yeah.
Thank you.